Welcome to another episode of In the Nude. Today I want to talk about productivity. All the perfectionists in there, really excited, but you're going to be really kind of sad, deflated. You're going to hear the things that you know you don't want to hear, but you already kind of know, okay? In this culture, in our society, in capitalism, productivity is key, is connected to worth, is how much you produce is directly related to how much people are going to treat you, validate you, love you, care for you. Not any of it's true. Okay, so I'm going to be the voice of reason to remind you what you already know but need to hear again. It is productive to take care of yourself. It is not productive to say to yourself that taking rest, care for yourself, play, not getting things done that look like they're to do, that it's not productive to think of a day where you do things to just is unproductive. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me say it again. It is not productive to yourself, to healing, to thriving, to loving your life, to anything positive in the world that you want to have. It is not productive to that end, to that desire, to that world that you want, to say, well, today was unproductive. No, it wasn't unproductive. You took today to rest. You took today to play. You took today to escape. There are some things that are less forward movement, but that doesn't necessarily make them unproductive because it might be what you needed that day. Now, there are some things that are very unproductive for you in your healing journey. Abdicating what your body needs and trying to appease other people, hustling yourself till the bare bones so you collapse, those things, they're very unproductive towards the life you want to have. So I want you to release yourself from the idea of tactile means showing productivity. You don't have to produce, you do not have to hustle for you to be productive. A day where you literally nap half the day, make a meal that you like, and go walk outside or hang out with friends, that is productive. Life is made up of a lot of different things. Yes, you of course have to work to be able to feed yourself. You of course have to and your body craves connectivity and helping others and serving people and all of that. So all of that's fantastic. But I don't think I really need to warn you or remind you that, those things are good. You automatically do them because society pushes you to do them. So this one is more about talking change. Let's change the verbatim, the discussion, the worldview of productivity. You taking care of you is productive. You having a day where you're sick and you don't even want to be sick, but you are, so you can't do anything with it, and you do things to take care of yourself. You listen to your body and you drink water when you need to. You might even get in a detoxifying bath or take some supplements that help your body. And you want to do other things because you don't like feeling sick and you feel like it's a waste of space. It wasn't. You are showing up for you. Even on a day when you didn't want to because you wanted to do other things. You desired to get something done off your to-do list or go hang out with friends. But you showed up for yourself and you sat with yourself and you took care of yourself. That is amazingly productive for your healing journey. I need you to sit with yourself and congratulate yourself on days when you do nothing because it's not doing nothing. Maybe you're exhausted all the time because maybe you're in extended freeze. And maybe you're in extended freeze because you spent so much of your life emptying out yourself for other people that you left nothing left for yourself. Or maybe you hustled yourself down to the bones. There was no meat or fat to sustain you any further. And so your body's like, oh, we're done. And you're stuck in this extended freeze time frame. Maybe you need the rest. Maybe that rest is productive. Maybe it's your body's way of forcing you to take care of yourself. I definitely know I've been guilty of it. I am definitely the type of person who has perfectionism that's been ingrained in me since I was a little kid, and having to show up and take care of myself and being the only person who could I get it. I'm with you. I'm on your side. And as such, I want to just firmly place out there. It is a very large productivity towards your life, towards your dreams, towards your goal, towards your thrive, for you to take care of yourself, for you to learn to play, for you to bumble around and hit your feet metaphorically while you're in the process of trying to learn how to trust yourself and learn how to read your body. All of it is productive. It isn't on somebody else's to-do list. It isn't necessarily moving you forward in a capitalistic kind of way. It isn't necessarily adding bang to your buck in your wallet. But your life isn't made up of all the things that are around you. It is made up of you and the life that you want to lead. Thriving, and a part of that process is learning to let go of the stories we've been told. A very, like one you've heard a million times, but De Beer Diamonds, right, did this fantastic ad campaign in the 1920s saying that true love was someone who gave a diamond ring. And that's how we got this silly tradition of when you engaged, you give a diamond engagement ring, right? Before that, there was lots of gifts that were given. There was lots of promises made, sometimes just ribbons tied around fingers. It didn't really matter what it was. It was just a symbolic gesture of connection, right? But De Beers labeled their product with true love, and then it became this big fostering. And it's years later, and people still buy into that need, that desire, that worldview, like it's a part of what is. But it may or may not actually be true for you. Maybe you do love diamonds and it's all about yourself and you have some other type of connectivity to it, or all of that. But sometimes it's just what we bought into. Much the same as buying a house. Maybe buying a house isn't something you want. You don't want to have to take care of the land. You don't want to have to take care of the house. You don't want to have to be indentured to a bank. Or maybe it is something that's aligned and fits for you and you're capable of doing. I don't know. But my point is simply, we have these mentalities, these viewpoints, these stories that have been told to us like they're things that we want, like they're fairy tales that we've embodied as a part of ourselves and we don't even stop to question. Maybe your life isn't made better by a house or a bigger house. Maybe your life isn't made better by a car instead of public transportation. Maybe your life isn't made better by having that paramour relationship. Maybe your life isn't better if you get the right pot and pan set or baking gear or whatever it is. We have these like external factors that we get told, if we get this, if we have this, then our life is better. We'll love ourselves more. We'll be happy then. It'll look prettier then. We have these like part of coming to the table to thrive is this like letting go of the external things, being willing to let something fall out of your hand that you thought was precious, or even giving it away because somebody else appreciates it, because we're enough on our own. It's a whole journey to getting there, and it's a whole journey of staying there. It's a whole beautiful cosmic journey. But part of tiny steps towards that is letting go of the narrative, of the story you've been handed most of your life, and in this culture continuously forced upon us, that productivity is this tangible to-do list, is this somehow connected to fiscal gains. You taking the time to take care of yourself is exorbitantly productive. You taking time to do something that you simply find pleasure in, even if there's no gains and it's frivolous, is beautiful. This is a concept that I don't quite understand, because people can have spicy times, right? And have no desire for it to be connected to having a, prodigy, a child, right? But they understand the concept of that's fun, even if it's frivolous, right? Like it has no gains, it has no point or ends if you're not looking to get a child. Take that same concept, if you can wrap your head around that, and apply it to other things. Maybe you get a Lego kit that you're going to put together, but you don't actually want to put up on your shelf because you enjoy the process of putting it together. It feels frivolous. It feels like a waste. But if it lights up your soul, is it really a waste? Is it really not productive? Is you not having a momentary joy when you can physically are capable of doing that? Is that not gains? Or like taking the time that you could be doing something productive in the capitalistic terms and taking yourself for a walk on the beach, or just sitting and observing a tree dancing in the wind. Whatever kicks your giggles, right? Like whatever makes you feel more alive. Those things are productive. They are not capitalistically seen as productive. They're not going to add to your 401k or whatever the fork. But they are going to add to your person, to your enjoyment, to your thrive, your embodiment of doing life with purpose and intent. finding alignment. So today, I want you to purposely find and pay attention to when you start using terms like productive or frivolous, and look at it through the Venn diagram of, is it actually frivolous if I'm enjoying it? Is it actually not productive if it's adding to my life? This willingness to pull back and question the narratives that we've been sold and told and own like they are actual truths can start pulling back on what is true for you. Because something that you might hold to and might be a story for me might be real for you, and something that might be real for me might be a story for you. And that's okay. We each have, whether it is we're still holding on to the story that's been told to us, we have different journeys, different paths, different things that are going to be unfolding for us. And there's sometimes that there are different things that are true. For example, I love flowers growing in the wild. I love seeing a weeded flower or a bush that has flowers. And it makes me very sad to see flowers cut and handed to me in a bouquet, outside of when it's a child that's given it to me, because the joy of them in their face is worth the cost of that life of that flower. And I get flowers whittle and die on the bushes as well. But there's just something about it being cut slightly early that is mournful to me, outside of when it's in a child's joyful hands. But for somebody else, that's a beautiful thing. They love a bouquet handed to them cut. It isn't that representative. What is that word? It isn't representative of death for them. It isn't representative of negative. It's all beauty and joy and wonder for them. And neither side is truth nor lie. It's a difference of perspective. It's a difference of placement. It's a difference of personality. It's a difference of experience. It's a difference of weight and traumas, right? But anyway, today, just please, when you go out in the world and you're doing things and you're saying things and you're existing and you're being, you're reading, you're taking care of yourself, be aware of the verbiage you say in your mind. Be aware of how you communicate it around to others. Be aware of how you receive others' words. It is productive for you to care for yourself. It is productive for you to do frivolous, carefree things because you love it. Let's go be productive in antithetical ways. Let's go have fun. Let's go take care of ourselves.